Tanya Toledano of MontrealMom.com, and today I'll be sharing with you how I make my brisket. People often ask me how I make it, and when I tell them, they are surprised by how simple it really is. Well, it really is that simple, and all that you'll be needing is right over here. So you'll be needing a 5 to 6 pound brisket, about 12 cups of sliced onions, which translates into about 6 large Spanish onions, like the one I have here. You'll also be needing some salt and some pepper, as well as some non-stick spray, or if you use olive oil or canola oil in a spray bottle, that would be fine as well. And a tinfoil pie plate filled with about 2 cups of water, more or less. Of course, you'll also be needing a roasting pan. So I'm gonna start by just spraying the pan with some of the, I use olive oil in here, but with your non-stick spray of whatever you're using. And then just pouring the onions into the roasting pan. So now I'm going to be placing my brisket, which has been patted dry, into my pan. I'm going to start with it fat side down because it's going to wind up fat side up. And I'm going to sprinkle generously with some sea salt, as well as some black pepper. Freshly ground is always great, but again, any pepper that you have around the house will do. Some of your onions may stick, so you just move them over to the side. And same thing. So I've put the tinfoil pie plate with the water into the oven. The reason that we do that is to keep the air in the oven moist while the brisket is cooking. So once your oven is preheated, it's time to put your brisket into the oven. In it goes. And your brisket should stay there at 425 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes, up until it develops a little bit of a golden crust at the top. Very, very little, and not all the meat will be crusted. You'll just see sort of like the edges and the tips. At that point, turn the temperature of the oven down to 325 degrees and leave it there for about 2.5 to 3 more hours. Some people like to budget 30 to 40 minutes per pound. You'll be able to tell when your brisket is done, but if you're concerned, you can always insert a meat thermometer, check Health Canada guidelines as to what it should be as an internal temperature for food safety. So this brisket is now done, and we're going to wrap it up with some foil. We're going to cover it with foil. And this will go back into the oven, but the oven is turned off. So it will go back into the oven with no heat on for about 45 minutes to rest. When your 45 minutes are over, you're going to take the brisket and place it in the fridge overnight. So here I have a sliced brisket. This brisket chilled overnight, and I have sliced it. And now it's time to transfer it to a casserole dish. You will take the onions from the bottom of the pan that are beautifully caramelized and completely cover the brisket with onions. So this brisket is now ready to be covered and to be placed into the fridge until you're ready to reheat it at 350 degrees until it's basically heated through, and then to be enjoyed by your friends, family, and loved ones. So from MontrealMom.com, I'd like to wish you bon appétit.